It's a great question, Steve. I guess what I would say is I'm confident in the body of work and confident in the approach. I mean, obviously, we would love to sign all three of those guys back. I can talk about each of them and how strongly we feel about them as teammates, as performers, as players, and as people. And they're guys that we're going to go into the market and compete for. But I'm not a believer that you have to sign anyone back. I'm a believer that you have to get better. And as I sit down with Ross and, sit in on our meetings of preparation, there are multiple ways for that to happen. We'll have the resources to do it, both in, young talent that we could trade and in payroll. So I guess what I'd say is I'm confident, it may not be in the exact same shape and form, Steve, but we're going to get better. We'll find a way to do it. People talk to me about winning 91, not getting in. Unfortunately, I experienced in 2005, winning 92 games and not getting in. And I'd like to say that I was able to turn the page quickly. And I did. And listen, I can turn the page quickly and just lose myself in work, which is easy to do. But the fact that I can recall that feeling so clearly of winning 92 and not getting in 2005, that leads me to believe I'm going to remember this year for a long time as well, just because the team was so good and believed so strongly in the group of guys that we had. But I do think, we need to continue to build. I'm encouraged by that improvement from 95 losses to 91 wins. I feel like we've still got players on the rise and still have players coming that are left to contribute, and the ability to add players from the outside that can complement this team as well. So, what the right number is, I don't know, but building off 91 means you're going to win 92 or 93. And I guess I'm confident that almost every year, those are numbers that are going to get you into postseason. So two things. One, I just comment on Marcus and just say that, as I've sat and talked with Ross, kind of thought about our collective decades of experience watching players, that he's one of the more unique guys that we've been able to observe and experience. I've seldom seen a tougher guy, that plays every single day, that works harder than him, that's more committed to being a consistent, dependable, reliable player and teammate. He is certainly a role model for all of us in the way we approach our jobs, and for our players in the way they approach, their jobs as well. So it was a pleasure to watch him work, compete, and play this year and exist in our environment as well. So, and yes, I think we've always placed a premium, not on character and, on the teammate that a player is. We will continue to do that. Marcus isn't the only player. We've got some great guys in our clubhouse that demonstrate a lot of those qualities and attributes already here. And either through bringing Marcus back or finding other players, that will be a part of the equation to us. It'll be part of what we factor in. So we continue to know that the stadium that I'm sitting in right now is a long-term issue that's been put on hold, due to the pandemic. But we continue to invest short-term in the stadium. So we will have a new scoreboard next year. That's news. We have not announced that prior. There'll be a brand new scoreboard. Last year we did the sound system and the turf, as well as numerous other smaller things. But the big one next year will be the scoreboard, along with continuing to look at ways to improve the concourse experience and look for any opportunity we can to increase fan experience. But at some point, Arden, we've got a bigger issue that we've got to address, which, at this point, we've taken care of Dunedin. We've got a new hitting lab on board in Dunedin that will not have been in place until this season coming up. It's being built right now. That's the final piece of our Dunedin project until we think about what the next thing we can do down there is, which won't take long. But the biggest kind of capital project that's left for the Blue Jays to consider is, how do we either address, Rogers Center through a significant renovation or a new stadium at some point. That's not immediate, but it's one when you think about the long-term horizon of the Blue Jays, we're going to need to address that at some point.